Welcome to Libely, aka not really, it's Zan's brain. Alright, so going with the double Zan squad, we end up in a situation where we are really going to benefit from lots and lots of time boosting. God damn it. There it is. Show your fangs, tiger. What the heck? I don't know why I did that. Killer instinct, baby. Huh. What the fuck, man? Need some toughening up. No pain, no gain. Huh. Huh. Weird. Weird! This is such a weird thing to happen. Because I can, like, false prophet spam effectively indefinitely. Hold up. There we go. Hold on, I'm gonna restart this level. What you need is to kick some ass. Yeah. Hold up. Okay, I can't predict a vault there either. Huh. Wait, rewind. We're gonna predictive vault. First, we're gonna false prophet here. Then we're gonna predictive vault here. Then we're gonna shoot that guy. Nice. Okay, and then we're gonna false prophet here, I guess. Predictive vault to stop Dream Zan from shooting regular Zan. Huh. A predictive vault here. And then we are gonna... Nailed it! Cool. Did it at full health. It requires some very specific cheesing, but I think that's probably the point. You won't believe this, but you shooting me while I shot some fake gangsters hasn't resolved my guilt complex. Well, I mean, that didn't happen in this timeline, but whatever. Yeah, stuff takes time. Every steak takes a pounding to become its best. You know that tenderizing meat makes it softer, right? Shut up and take a brain peek at what I've got in store for you next. This looks like me? Or me in my goth phase. Exactly. Shooting 4 of me in my goth phase is gonna do it, you think? Ever since Shadasi, you've been afraid of doing the wrong thing. You put up all these guardrails, you won't let yourself cross. Represented by Gothme casting predictive shot in all directions? See, you got it? Wouldn't go that far. Time to face the most dangerous enemy, brother. Yourself. Looks trivial, though. Go confidence, finally. Sees every target as a mental guard. Hostile thought. Okay. Finish by the end of turn 2. Okay. Alright, let me try rewinding this. Because I bet I can just use false prophet to trigger every single one of these. Easy peasy. Can't quite get into a position where that would matter, so. Alright, we're gonna try doing that. Yeah, it didn't work. Alright. That triggers. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we're gonna seal that door. Okay, hold on, can I do this? Fascinating. So fascinating that I can do that. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna time boost, a false prophet, and then I'm gonna predictive ball, so I can do this. That's a really neat trick. I didn't even think that was possible. I didn't even think about the trick of putting in fake men so that they would do extra knockback damage. Well, that's certainly something, isn't it? Huh. Feel like the trauma factor of me shooting myself that many times may have distracted from tearing down my inhibitions. Man up, Zan. You also do darker shit than that if you want to take on Liv. There are some lines we shouldn't have crossed, though, right? Not me. Be like me. Be free. That's not a feeling when you felt like torture. Torture's just a state of mind, man. So you basically haven't thought about this on any real level. I don't think I do. That's absolutely the vibe I'm getting, yeah. Alright, it's a hellish range of restrictive inhibitions and paralyzing doubts in there. That checks out. Just get your ass in there and let's rip it to shreds. Oh boy. Oh, let a single teammate perform 3 actions in 1 turn. Try thinking about this one more day. I forgot about clearing out the men. Clear out the men real quick. Alright. Then I can move here. Do that. Oh, it costs mana, I forgot. Man, that's so interesting that that's a mechanic in this game. By false prophet, can I block myself for doing that? The answer is yes, by the way. We did it! The nice thing is that Zan's squad is like entirely reactive, so it's actually better for me to split my Zans up. Alright, now I have mana necessary to do this. Alright, we're gonna false prophet, but we can move here. False prophet here. False prophet here. Yeah, I can just do that. Alright, well, I don't want to do that. Then I can time boost here to do that. Oh dear. Can I false prophet here? Nope. Didn't get anything. False prophet here. Nice. Get the door sealed. No, I wanted you to actually move there. And then... Oh, you can defenestrate through that. Didn't even think about them being windows. Whoopsie! Defenestrate the worst Zam. Wait, what? Jen? Sorry, Zam, but your evil twin sucks. We gotta put him through a window. We were just trying to work together. Listening to women makes you weak. Alright, yeah, we can put him. Punt him. Well, fortunately, I can still control that guy. Should make it pretty easy. Be gone. No fear! Tactical exit. Defenestrate one of your own team. It's Big Zam! How are you here? I was having a nightmare about sun bears, and I heard someone being mean to my friend. Damn it, are there no privacy settings for these things? I mean, I'm glad you're here, but I do not want you in some of my others. I'll teach you Minecraft charms after this, but you should focus on your shit first. Why is your dream clone such a prick? Maybe he's how I imagine confidence? I freeze when I think I might let someone down. The guy we just met sure doesn't. And he was a prick. He was, right? So you're doing it right. You just gotta beat yourself up less about it. Should be concerned that getting rid of him didn't wake you up? That's because he's back and enormous in the next room. Ah, maybe your dream frame like this art needed more of a climax? Then let's not disappoint. That's fun. I like that he's called Navy Seer. Hostile Guard and Mental Thought. Or Hostile Thought and Mental Guard. Here, let me, ooh, easy game. Oh, the... I see. Holy shit, that's a bit much. Live life to the max. Immediately shoots anyone who attacks them, then shoots again in for C, so don't do that. Well, that counts as an attack? What a load of nonsense. Alright. Huh. Nice! That did damage to myself. Directly shooting him doesn't do anything, but like having these men here might be a little more valuable. Huh. Immediately shoots anyone who attacks them. Interesting. Oh, I realize how this is supposed to work. Suddenly... Oh, I would like to restart this level now that I understand what's going on. And stuff he said was not stuff I've thought. Sometimes shitty people pressure you to be someone you're not and carry around that other you in your head like a bad smell. And when you're in a dark place, your brain kicks you and says, why aren't you that guy? I think he was that. Huh, that's fascinating. I don't have that. I have like 4 perfect gents in my head who are all picked their identity and living out their best lives, and the air kicks me and says, why aren't you them? But it won't tell me which one or how. Anyways, guess that's more of a me dream topic. Shouldn't be concerned that you getting rid of him didn't wake you up. Right, okay, back to enormous. Okay, I have realized what the game is. He shoots anyone who attacks him. So, what I did was actually not useful in any way. For example, the thing that is far more useful is like... No. Wait, first of all... Oh, I see the game. And then we do this. Very fun. Okay. Okay, and then Jen can run right up the midi. Knock that guy out. Run here. Oh, I'm thinking. It's a hostile thought. Alright. That guy needs to go out the window. False Prophet can go here. That's actually kind of convenient. No, it's not really exactly what I wanted. Jen needs to move here. You need to move here. Not what I wanted. And then Jen can move here, seal the door. And then you can... that to get rid of that guy. Move here, grab the intel. Take cover. Take cover. We'll take that. If we move here, I can broom breach to here. We don't have the mana for False Prophet. Could you not? Live life to the max. Alright. Alright. I can do that. Alright. Nailed it. Get owned! Get owned! When Zan's self-loathing becomes debilitating, Jin's friendship was a lifeline. It takes a trust that deep to fully unlock the power of another wizard's vessel, but when you do, the rewards are, it says here, +3 knockback. For one mission only. Jen had given your standard shot a ridiculous boost. And by one mission, I think we are on the last mission. Alright, we're going to talk about it. So, want to talk about it? Thanks for the assist. Never had backup in a self-hate dream before. That wasn't the first? He gets me when my emotional immune system is down, when it's busy with something else. You chat with Liv back in Kalan. Yeah. I'm just lost this time, Jen. I could barely cope when I thought I'd made the hard choice. How am I ever going to get past knowing I made the mother of all fuck-ups instead? You were already coping with it. I never understood what you were so cut up about that night. If you'd saved the hostage and Liv was only briefly captured from her own mistake, why was it haunting you? Because, rhetorical, let me finish pop-psyching you, please. You were already carrying the weight of the truth, just couldn't look right at it yet. Well, it sure as fuck got heavier when I found out. I'm sure, just saying. I don't think your 2 years of pain were nothing, it's all progress. Any chance it's not true? No. I knew it as soon as she said it. Saw it. Explains a lot, too. Never sat right that I got a dishonorable discharge for following my orders to a T. It's not all on you. What's that gross Navy saying you told me? It takes more than one asshole to make a shitstorm? Right. Graphic, but valid. Who else am I meant to blame for this? Liv. You said Liv was off that night. You warned her there was something fishy about that room. Was she careful? No. Were you? Yeah, I mean as much as... Right. So Liv is the primary author of this becoming a crisis. Like, this is the thing. It's like, Liv was not in a good space that night, and the thing she should have done is something about it. Instead, she didn't do anything about it, and she kind of left you in the lurch, all things considered. How did Liv feel about failure? Not an option. When you're put in a situation where every option is kind of failure, you've been trained not to accept either option. I'm a soldier, Jen. I should be able to make my own decisions. For sure, but we're talking factors. An unhealthy aversion to disappointing Liv was a factor. Have you considered that some of the blame for the hostages might lie with the guy who shot the hostage in the head? Because if I was hired to solve this murder, it would take me 12 seconds and your name wouldn't come up. I'd still have to bill for the hour, though. My accountant says I can't round down anymore. He'd be alive if we hadn't been there. And was that your decision? No, but defense rests. Look, I'm not trying to sugarcoat this. You froze at a bad time to freeze. The story you're telling yourself is you walked into a picnic and got someone killed. I'm saying you were thrown into a blender and you got out alive. You weren't able to save everyone and thrown in there with you. That's the extent of your crime. I want to believe that. I'm trying to see it that way. But we're walking into a blender the size of a nation. I don't know how to tell myself I'm not going to get you killed. Your team's a lot less cocky this time, except Rion. And they actually care about you, except Rion and Banks. Banks cares somewhere deep down. Working on Banks, not Rion. No, he'd murder himself for 10 bucks in a donut. I think Jadasa was a one-off, but even if it wasn't, having limitations doesn't mean you're broken. If it turns out your brain struggles with a decision, maybe get out of the tactical leadership game. But other than that, who cares? People are decisive when they care less about consequences. If caring too much turns out to be your problem, you're doing alright. Thanks. I don't think I'll ever forgive myself as much as you do. But hearing all this help. It's moving my baseline. For a mat, that's worth a lot. Nice. Alright. That is going to be it for that. And then we are going to move on to what is definitely going to be the finale. See you then.